Hi everyone, this is Kelly Reardon Slater, coming to you from my home makerspace and office. I too am an entrepreneur and this is where I work. I have a woodworking business and this is where I put together a lot of my end products. Got my cat over there and we're just chilling today. So I hope those of you who are trying to start your businesses are hanging in there. And I'm here today because I want to help you get prepared for the competition that is remaining in the entrepreneurship activities for this semester. So, as you know, we have combined two entrepreneurship competitions, so I want to talk to you about that today. Also give you some general pitching tips so that you can prepare for the video submission pitch. And I'll show you a slide deck template that we put together that will help you prepare and make sure you cover all the topics necessary. So let's start with the competitions and why we did what we did. So we had two remaining competitions in this semester, the Change the World Challenge, or the Eship Point 2 as we call it, and we also had the business model competition coming up. We decided to put these both together into one single competition, frankly for the ease of on our end, but also on your end. We wanted to bring some content to you so that you could still be in your new environment working on classes and other activities, but also still be able to have a little bit of fun and compete in some of these competitions that we normally do bring you. So like I said, we are combining two competitions that you'll be able to enter with one video submission. So here's a quick look at the final submission deadline, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So to start, we'll say that in the business model competition in the past, we have always required one-on-one coaching with teams before you'd be able to present your pitch to the judges. While we're not requiring that this semester with this new combined competition, we are doing one-on-one coaching and one-on-one meetings if you would like it. So as you can see here, all three of us in the Severino Center are offering our time to you. Please do reach out. We can use this as a coaching session, like we said, ask a simple question, or just, tap in and need to hear a friendly voice and see a friendly face. Another environment we've created is the WebEx Teams environment. This is going to be one of those, you can't pop into the Severino Center anymore physically, but this is what we've created to kind of simulate that. So you can pop into this WebEx team environment, drop a question here, say hello, get, again, some advice or feedback from the three of us from our team, but also from anyone else who's in the channel. I've added many students to this channel already, so if you're not in here, as the slide says, give me an email or a shout out on Slack, and I will add you to this group so that you can get in. So back to the competition. One way we want you to prepare is to recognize that we have 8 minutes max. So this is a change from what you would have been preparing for, whether you were going into the eShip 2 competition or if you were preparing for the business model competition. This is a new number, so 8 minutes max. We want you to cover all the topics that are in this template I'm about to show you. You don't have to use the template exactly, but again, make sure you touch on all the topics of each slide. And practice. You have lots of time to practice. Just some basic tips when you're presenting and pitching with a slide deck. Keep one major topic per slide. Make sure that you are concise on your slides without too much text, and then elaborate verbally when you're giving your presentation. Stay consistent with your fonts and your font size, make them big enough. Use visuals where you can. Lots of people really do understand and digest what you're saying better if they can look at a picture while you're talking to it rather than look at a slide full of text. Video and animation can be your friend, but sometimes it backfires, so just be prepared. All right, so here's slide 1. This is the template I'm talking about. Your slide 1 of your presentation for the business model competition / eShip 2 competition should look something like an elevator pitch sentence. Many of you have seen this sentence. We've shared it with you before. It touches everything that you need to give a 50,000-foot view of what you're working on so that you can prepare the audience for what's to come in the next slides. So check out this sentence, give it a shot. If you want to run this by us, again, we can do that in coaching sessions, but try to fill in this sentence and be able to speak to this on this slide. You're giving the audience just a quick overview so that they're prepared for what to come next. And it's really your job in the next 8 slides of this pitch deck to weave your story of customer discovery into each of the slides, because we want to know what you learned from speaking to customers. It is more about the journey you took through customer discovery than it is about your idea in this competition. So everybody's ready to talk about their problem, right? Whether you went through Eship point 1 and you aced that pitch with just talking about your problem, that's what we want to hear here. So what need did you find that you could identify was significant in the market? How big is it? How are the customers solving the problem right now? Don't fall into that category of people who think, well, my idea is absolutely unique and no one else is solving it right now the way I'm solving it. Well, that might be true, but that doesn't mean that it's not being solved anyway. So hopefully you learn through customer discovery how people are currently solving that problem. Use pictures again, tell a short story. This is one way you can intro your slide deck here by including a story, maybe a customer discovery interview story that you had while you were out there talking to people. Your next slide we want you to address is the solution slide. We want you to use pictures and diagrams here, but don't get really deep into the tech. This is going to be an overview here, but we want you to emphasize what is going to be the benefit to the user. How is your solution going to make their life better, easier, faster? Again, refer to your value proposition, how you are going to stand out from the others. So instead of saying, I have a gadget that has XYZ features, say, I have a gadget that is going to reduce the amount of time this particular market spends on this particular task. Your next slide is about the market. Your judges are going to want to know if you have looked into how big this opportunity is. Another way to talk about your market is to talk about the opportunity. When someone looks at investing into your company, they want to know how big could this possibly get? And the way that you can answer that is by telling them how big your market is. So if you're not familiar with the TAM, SAM, SOM, check that out. That's something that you can look up. It's an easy way for you to be able to quickly, on a high level, throw some numbers together that shows your total addressable market. How big is all of this? If you were to conquer the entire vertical, how big is that? The SAM is the serviceable addressable market, where if you were to scale up, how many units would you be at? How many customers would you be able to reach at that level? But serviceable obtainable market, SOM, really refers to how and where you're going to start right now. At the level that your business is at, with the amount of employees you have, what will you realistically be able to obtain? What size and percentage of the market here? So this is where I want to start to show you some bonus content. Some of you may also be considering taking this video and entering other competitions with it, or using this slide deck and entering other competitions. What we want to show you by adding this bonus content is to give you the chance to go even further in depth on each of these topics on these slides. So if you don't know the answers to these bonus content highlights, that's okay. What you see here, those first 2 bullets, that's sufficient to enter the RPI competition. We want you to address those. But if you can address these areas, that will prepare you even more and show the judges that you're even more resourceful and understanding of this particular area, the market. So now it's time for you to tell the judges how you're going to make money. Are you going to be working on unit sales? Will you be able to license your product? Is it a freemium subscription-based model? How will you make money? That's the bottom line, right? So what we want to hear is throw a customer discovery interview story in here. If you were able to get some good information by talking to a customer about how you're going to sell this product and maybe how they currently purchase this type of a solution, throw that in here. Let's, again, weave that customer discovery story through. Here's that bonus content again. If you can speak to these final 2 bullets on this slide about your business model, great, judges will love it. Not necessary for the RPI competition, but if you're looking to add some more content and have deeper knowledge, this is where you would want to add a few extra points to your slide. Competition, like I referred to before, don't be that person that says, I don't have any competition. My solution is absolutely unique. Great, but everyone has competition. Everyone. Doesn't matter what you're making or what service you're providing, you have competition. So use this really simple graphic that we've showed here in this table to show all of your value propositions down the left-hand side and your competitors across the top. This is one way where you can highlight how great your company is by hitting all those attributes, yet shows where the competition is lacking. This is a slide that some people might get caught up on. So traction and validation, you might think, well, I just started. I only did a few customer discovery interviews. I'm not really, I don't have significant traction. Well, highlight those customer discovery interviews. That is traction. You have done work, so show that here. If you want to show your business model canvas, this is a great place to do it. Show where it started and show what's changed since you've been working on it. Show validated things on your canvas in green font or a green box, and show something that you might have invalidated in a red box or with red font. And again, here's some more bonus content. If you've gotten some prototyping and MVP conducted on your solution, you can show that here. And if you have any payers or users, show what you've achieved here. All right, now we're at the team. So the judges want to know, is it just you, or have you rounded out your team with people who can supplement needs that you have and skill sets that you might be missing? So tell them about your team. Show some clear headshots and not necessarily the titles you might be giving to each person within the company that you're creating, but what experience have they had that has really shown that they are the right person for this position? Here's some bonus content. If you have any academic advisors or business advisors that you've brought in to help you, here's a place to show it. And lastly, this is the final official slide for our slide deck template, is the ask. What one area do you need help in the most? Our judges have been open to helping teams in the past, so this is where you want to tell them what you need. If you're looking for an expert in, say, the cybersecurity field, that would really help you if you had that connection. Ask for it here. Your ask doesn't have to be money, but if you are to that stage and you think you're ready for to practice a financial monetary ask, do so here. Keeping in mind that many investors want to look at what you would need for an 18-month period of time. What will keep you on a solid level and sustainable for 18 months if you were to get that dollar amount, and how would you spend it? So that again is the last slide for our slide deck. I want to show you just quick 4 extra bonus slides for those of you who are looking to compete on a higher level or at the state competition, and then we'll just close it off with some final tips and the rubric for our competition. So stick with me here. Okay, so the next few slides, again, just for those who are going to be going on to the state competition. The state is going to ask for some financials. They're going to look for a 3-year period. There are lots of templates out there online that you can look for, or these simple, easy ones allow you to just plug in some numbers and the calculations show for you. Ultimately, judges just want to know that you've given some thought into what it's going to take financially to run this business and where you might actually break even. Again, on the bonus slide, if asked when you're presenting this, have a detailed technical slide where you can go into more detail. You might have an expert among the judges that is from your industry. They're going to want to see some additional information, so have that technical slide available. And future funds, how much are you going to need to ultimately break even on this business? That's something that the state level competition wants you to address. Okay, back to the RPI competition. We're sharing with you right here the rubric, how our judges are going to be judging you. So review this. It's just 5 simple questions we're asking them to look at. And as you can see, question 1 is talking about the problem. Question 2 is about the solution. Question 3 is about customer discovery. One whole question on customer discovery. Question 4 is about the business model. And question 5 is about your team. So those are all important areas to address. And like Clint says, it's just that easy. So what's important here is the timeline. The intent to submit, if you haven't done so already, please just do a quick intent to submit at this link. It's just 4 simple questions letting us know that you do intend to participate. Another set of dates to keep in mind is the coaching that we have available. Starts today, goes through the 13th. We have the office, the virtual office hours, like I mentioned, and we also have the WebEx team environment. So either place you can catch us to share a draft of your video or your presentation, or just chat with us if you get stuck on something. And the big number here, the final date is the 13th, Monday, the 13th of April by 8 a.m. You have to submit your video to us. Don't leave it till the last minute. The judges are going to view all your videos on the 15th, and we're going to share the results with you on the 16th. So take your time, plan for this, ask for help along the way because we're here, that's what we're doing, and produce a good quality video submission. And ultimately, good luck. All right, so signing out from my home makerspace. I will talk to you soon.